Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Fargo, Season 2, Episode 4, Fear and Trembling. There is a lot of that in the show. I am loving this season. Thank you so much, Albert, for sponsoring it. We are definitely in that stage where things are just piling up and the dominoes are starting to teeter. Some of them are falling, and I'm excited to see where it goes next. A reminder, as always, that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, and you can get the edited version 1 week in advance as well. And you can sponsor shows and all the usual stuff, but I'm ready to watch Fargo. I still am rubbish at saying my Patreon announcement. Let's go. Why are you bringing your son on your mob business?
Kill the king, be the king. Ask the world. If you're feeling sour about it, write a letter to Napoleon.
That's not what happened with Napoleon at all. Which I know isn't the most pressing part of this scene.
But it's the last lesson he'll ever.
Oh my god, he had his kid kill him. I wondered if someone, like, that is messed up. No wonder these kids are messed up.
I always thought I could do what you do. Bust heads? How's that work?
No, isn't that his dad? I'm now getting confused.
Shoot a gun.
Hit him again!
Oh god. Wonderful. This is just a messed up family. Stop continuing the cycle. As much as he's loving it and wanting to do it. Got a decision to make.
Not a war on me.
No, it's not a war against you. It's a war against your body.
Well,
Wonderful.
Not, as they say, good.
Your bedside manner is amazing.
Betsy would be part of the trial, so...
Am I getting the real drug?
You
Or
can't
fake
tell,
drug?
I'm sorry. So they're trying to get pregnant now? Is she agreeing to that?
By the shop.
That's not her idea of a perfect life. You know this.
Two, let's say a boy and a girl.
You can't control that.
They'll need their yeah.
What, so I can be a less good me?
What? No,
They should be having this as a conversation with the both of them about what's important and what's not.
mess cleaned up. Today's the first day of the rest of our lives.
You've definitely jinxed that now. The mob are coming to town. Or the Gerhart family are coming to town. Broken glass. Hit by a car. Is he actually going to follow up that lead? That is where the aliens came from. Boom, he gets hit by a car. Was that a train going past? Were there train headlights or something? Because there was a train noise in the distance. I am just clutching at straws now.
The customer's effects. No?
Yep, but there's blood inside. They've done a bad job of cleaning. He's taken the information from the car.
The sheriff, you idiot.
Yeah.
This is very strange. Who are you? Oh goodness.
Bump then?
Her dad will not be impressed with this.
Played smart. She'll take the money.
What about your dad?
Him?
He's a dick.
Grandpa? No.
Spilling all the
No,
secrets. She has no love for her family. Fair enough, really. Oh god.
Thought I'd take Molly ice fishing this weekend.
No, they still do that when she's older.
I'll be fine.
Please be fine. She's gonna have a tragic end and I'm not okay.
Wife's car technically got some front end damage. You can see.
Front end damage like the kind you get running down a gunman who just shot up 3 people at the Waffle Hut?
The, what?
Yeah, I saw that.
Peggy said garage door bit her in the back. But I found bits of wood in the bumper. So.
Yep.
Not saying
Come on, and there's blood in there as well. Look inside.
Hey.
Through the window. Uh-huh. Pieces, pieces, pieces. They are worth looking into. Maybe you can save their lives from the crime family.
Where's Mr. Milligan?
Another matter. Back in Kansas City.
Actually, he's probably gone to your husband's clinic to kill him or kidnap him or something.
In exchange,
Just go
we
with
retain
them.
full control of our remaining operation. That's our offer to you. And we believe it's more than fair.
It probably is, but I don't think they're operating by fair.
I see.
Oof. Oh dear, and he's dead.
Take him inside. Go.
Can't blame her. You didn't need to kill her. I mean, I know they couldn't care less about who they kill.
Thing other than unconditional surrender, and we'll wipe every last Gerhart off the face of the earth.
They've already started their mission and proven that they can get to you where you're vulnerable. I mean, you should have just taken the first deal. Pride.
I'm moving to Florida, so.
But no. I got the funds.
Loyalty.
Yeah, just
Or he'll just
call
murder
over
you.
there, straighten this thing out.
I'll go ahead and sell to him. The other buyer.
No loyalty
Like I said,
here.
he's up in Sleepy Eye.
Could go murder the other
Take a look
buyer.
at that grinder, will you? It's making a funny noise.
I wonder why. What is this woman's game plan?
We agreed. Right?
You agreed.
You told me, but
I mean,
never...
one of the plans here is something that will benefit both of them. One of them will only benefit one of them.
Then yeah, I guess.
Neither of you agreed or listened to each other. Oh god. This is the last thing they need right now.
Yeah, more important than the shop?
A future and income. This is the first honest conversation they're having.
But I get it. It's what we do. We surrender our needs to the needs of men.
See, I do agree in a way with a lot of this, especially back in the
No
past.
more. Say it with me.
But she's just not happy in her marriage and needs to tell them and like they need to get divorced. Because I agree that she should have the right to get to spend money on a seminar, but if you have a joint bank account and you're in a marriage and that's a partnership, and the shop would be something that, if they're going to stay married, would sustain their future and allow her to go to as many seminars as she wanted down the line. Her going to a seminar to better herself isn't going to benefit both of them. Now, if it is something that she truly believes in and truly needs, then she should have spoken with him and tried to get across to him and say, like, you're belittling me by not, like, if you know, I mean, I feel like this course is a con, but, you know, I just, she's being very selfish. He's also being quite selfish because he's not giving her the benefit of the doubt. He's not giving her, she's like on your knitting thing. You know, he's been very dismissive of her course, but they're not a very good marriage, even before the murder. And this meddling woman is not helping. Because they're amateurs, I'm sure they must have missed a spot. Or is it going to look like it's been cleaned? Which is also kind of a giveaway. Oh, yeah. I mean, he is a butcher, which will explain potentially having a human-sized freezer. Oh dear, where are they? Still arguing or are they still at work? Oh no, it's not. Oh no, the last time a police officer wandered in, they were shot. I know he's alive in the season 1, but...
What the heck?
Yeah, you got into a car accident, murdered a man.
Lucky Peggy wasn't killed.
She's not injured and you are.
Something wrong?
Someone else has been here.
No.
That man you hit, his name was Gerhart.
Uh-huh.
Hit a tree, we told you.
I love that look.
Gerhart.
Just keep telling
His
him.
family hurts people for money. And they're coming.
You know they're already here. You saw the footprint.
If you did something, you made a mistake, you panicked, you
Uh-huh.
covered it up, now's the time to say.
Uh-huh.
Wait now.
You're still gonna go to prison, but hey,
Fix this.
you'll be alive. Which I think is a plus.
This is...
He was gonna do
You're
it.
out of line.
You know, Lou, that's probably for the best, yeah.
He gave you a
It was an
lifeline.
accident.
Ask them what colour tie they'd like you to wear at their funeral. Look, when a bigger crime company comes along, you just can't beat them. You just need to surrender. Or get your whole family murdered. Don't really care either way. Do you want to get your family murdered, or do you want to just get marginally less money?
It's war.
Of course it is, it's Fargo. You're cool with losing kids and grandkids? Fair enough. Sitting out there with his knots and his gun. Just as he does in the future.
Yeah, it's me. I'm gonna sit out here for a
Make himself feel better.
Make sure we're out and safe.
I would be like, is there something I should know? Are we potentially not safe? Because I will take my daughter and we will leave town if that is the case. Look, your life's going to go kind of to hell, but you're going to get a nice cafe, a pre-made granddaughter, and another grandkid. At least one. It's a sudden ending. Right, trying to look at something. Oh, I stopped. Bloody first scene. Who was he with? I thought that was his. Oh! How did I get the brothers mixed up? Because I looked at him and I was like, that I was so confused at the beginning, but that make, and then they were like, your oldest did it. That does make sense. I am an idiot. Okay, so that was another Fargo. Like I said, the dominoes are still precariously stacked, or if we're playing Jenga, someone's pulled a little piece out and it's shaking, but it hasn't quite fallen yet, and it's all about to. I mean, that was episode 4, so we're not even halfway through this season yet. So we've got the daughter of the Gerhart family who is abused by dad, hates it, and is helping the other side. The Kansas City people are who I would give my money to. The Gerhardts have like nothing to lose other than like themselves, but they have taken the prideful approach of, you know, we won't be disrespected, this is our territory. And like, yeah, fair enough. In a reasonable world, her offer was perfectly wonderful. In a crime world, no. I am not gonna lose much sleep over them if they all die. Even like the son, he's a bit too woo. Oh, my uncle was just beating people up, because I know that's his uncle, because yeah, I was having a brain freeze moment where I thought that was his dad, and I was like, why are they talking like that's not his dad? Oh, they don't even look the same. Like, what? Anyway, I apologise for my brain not working at the beginning of this episode. But he was like really enjoying it, so he's probably too far gone now with his crime family. I just hope none of the little kids die. They can all survive and get adopted by nice people and become decent members of society. Probably find out one of them will be adopted by the Hess family. I don't know. But yeah, this was another good episode. I love the way they had it with the couple, Peggy and Ed. I remember their names. Thinking they'd got away with it. At the end of the last episode, they were so confident with themselves. At the beginning of this one, they were so confident. And they were back to their big problem being the fact that their marriage does not work and that they are people that want two very, very different things. He wants your traditional married life that throughout the centuries, that's what everyone expected they had to have. That's what all women were brought up to believe that's what they should want. And she is at this point where she wants something more and does not want to be with him. But the fact that she just used him to kill a man and get away with murder and everything, and like he did all of the like messy stuff, and then she still spends the money on her seminar. I mean, I'm in a mixed up mood with that. I think she should not have done it without telling him she was going to, basically. But in the same way that he shouldn't have signed the check for the butchers without really talking it over with her. But neither of them, they both wanted what they wanted, and neither of them was going to listen to what the other one cared about. I think he has a slight point in that if their marriage is going to work, then that was something for their future, whereas this seminar is just going to be a load of washy nonsense. But maybe it'll help her find herself. I think if anything, it will help her find herself and realise that she is strong enough to leave her husband and live by herself. She doesn't need to be married and have, like, you know, the 2.5 kids, etc. That kind of 20 years ago, 10 years ago would have been the expected thing for all women. Because throughout history, that was basically your role as a woman. Get married, have kids. And, you know, I would like to one day get married and have kids. I would love, you know, I feel no great detestment at that, but I have friends who do not want kids and they want a career, and that is their goal in life. And I think that is the beauty of feminism, in the same way that I believe in the modern era, which is a decent bit on from the 70s. It should be totally okay if a man just wants to get married and have kids. I mean, I'm not against working, but, you know, like, if the kids need to become my priority, I love kids, I want that. You know, I think men should also be able to be stay-at-home dads. I think it should just be up to the person, because there are people that is the side of them that they want to nurture, and they're the people that want a career. I'm getting ahead of myself, this is the 70s, but I think it is a very telling era here that probably when they got married, she was doing what was expected of her, and yeah, she probably loved him, but it wasn't what she wanted. So even without the murder, I think this marriage was headed for the rocks. It hit the rocks, it was headed for shipwreck. But I'm just very scared of what's going to happen, because in a lot of ways, Ed has crossed that line now. He started off being a sort of typical nice guy, a good person, hardworking, he just wanted his family, disregarding his wife. They both work, but she has to cook him dinner when she comes home, you know, that kind of environment. That it's, you know, the one of the past. But he murdered a man. Then he wanted to go to the police, potentially. She talked him into covering it up, Lady Macbeth style. But so now I feel as though, potentially with both of them, but him especially, he has crossed that line now. And every time he starts to take a step back, like I think he maybe would have told the truth to Lou, he maybe would have gone to the police in the first place, she talked him away from it, but I worry about him as someone that he has committed murder now. He has chopped up that body, he has ground that body into paste, he has, you know, driven a car into a tree twice because the first time it went wrong. You know, he has done literally everything. He has given up so many of his morals, and it's kind of scary the way he was like, now we're just gonna have a perfect life. But she was doing the same thing. She is doing the same thing. They're both quite scary with that. But I think our minds, we're all capable of evil, we're all capable of good, but it's scary how close a lot of us are to flipping over that edge. But I'm worried about what he might do. I mean, if he's able to get the other buyer's name, he might go and knock him off. I'm scared at what they're going to do now they know that the cops are onto them, but I'm mostly scared in a way for them, but I also don't particularly like either of them, so I don't really mind. With the fact that they know that the Gerhardts are a crime family who hurt people. That one of them was clearly inside the house because neither of them did that. The belt buckle is gone, there is the sooty footprint. If the police hadn't arrived, God knows what would have happened in that house. What do you do there? Do you just continue to plead ignorance? Do you try and buy guns? I mean, honestly, it's one thing to think you killed a random person who is just your average Joe, and you can maybe think, oh, the police don't have enough evidence on us, so the blood on the car could get tested, and that would surely be enough. But you know, we can get away with this. But finding out that it was a mob person, you just confess everything. Hell, you even try and spin it that you realised he was a Gerhart, and that was why you were covering it up, because you were scared. You know, like, I don't know. Like, I watch a lot of TV shows. Like, what is their game plan here? I get that they're just scared and kind of in that mode of just, it's all going to be fine. If we don't say anything, then we're never going to go to prison. Our lives can continue as normal. I can go to my seminar. I can own a butcher shop. I get that impulse to just cover it up, cover it up. But I'm scared for what they're going to do in their attempt to cover it up. They might be lucky that the Gerhardts are involved in a war. They might not have the time, but they are just a bumbling couple. I feel like it would take 5 minutes for, like, Hamza, is that his name, to just go and kill them, you know, or any of them. Like, I don't think it's going to be a difficult thing for them, but maybe they'll be delayed by the war and that will buy them some time. I like that Lou, we're seeing it again, the Silversons are brilliant cops. He put the pieces together, you know, he didn't completely disregard the theory about the car, even though it was a weird, like, who's going to just drive home? And he was able to put pieces together with him acting suspiciously in the butcher shop at night, him just being really weird that night, the fact that their car has had this accident, and yeah, like a tree came through the windshield but didn't hurt her in the, she didn't even have a slight scratch on her face, she's totally fine, you know, and the fact that the Gerhardt people potentially were looking around, like, I think there are so many pieces here that I love that we're getting to see him solving it. They solve their sons, I don't know, that joke just makes me laugh every time. I'm really enjoying kind of seeing him, but it's scary for me because I know that he does not stay in this job, and that it's because there were lots of murders and things went wrong, in a similar way to the murders Molly was working with. And that is frightening to me because I'm worried about a lot of things. I don't know, I think potentially Molly's mother is going to die of cancer, rather than be murdered, but maybe she will be murdered, maybe the granddad will be murdered, I don't know. I don't remember the details they discussed of what happened to the mother, but I just know she was not around in the future. And the fact that kind of he resigned or was fired as a result of whatever happened, I'm scared about what's going to happen. But I love him for the fact that he pieces together, and then, yeah, okay, that was probably quite a good tactic to try and get through to them, but he wasn't being like, you're under arrest for the murder, or like, I know you did it. He was kind of being like, look, we all know you did it, but I'm trying to help you here. Trying to offer them this olive branch that, like, you know, you're just good people that got into a pickle, you've tried to cover it up, but you're screwed. And like, well, his metaphor about how they're dead and they don't even know it, that is just the truth. And I think they're at that point where they've looked down and they've seen they don't have legs in this analogy, because there's the footprint, you know, like, you should say like, oh, and by the way, like, he should have been like, I think you know that they've been snooping around your car, like, they are in danger. So I'm interested in what's going to happen there. The whole thing with the drug trial, I mean, that is one of the cruelest things about drug trials, especially for like terminal cases, because If she gets this drug and it works and it's the real thing, she could be cured. If she gets this drug and it's a placebo, she will die because all the months she was taking that drug, she was not having any treatment. And that is just gutting. I honestly think I would have not just immediately signed up for the trial. I would have been like, well, what is its chances versus the treatment I'm still having? Clearly that's not working. Can we do anything? And I guess that in a way, if it was the trial or death, then at least the trial gives her a chance. I mean, the drug might not even work, but that is just, oh, so horrible, especially in the times we're living in now. But just the whole concept of that, it's just destroying. She's being so strong throughout, and you know, she understands fully that her husband has a job that means he often needs to run off and leave, but I think a lot of the time she's going to need him by her side, and he's going to be busy dealing with mass murders. So yeah, I kind of touched on the Gerhardts. They can die, I don't care. No, I do. I mean, I care about them in terms of the story. This is brilliant, like, the concept of it all is brilliant, but they just needed to accept that the winds were changing and being a little small town family business. Once the big corporation has taken you into their sights, you're gone. I wonder if they're going to find out that the daughter has been giving information to the other side or literally sleeping with them. And then the fact that they sent that message by killing every single person that was with Otto, but not killing the old man. I mean, they showed they could get to them very easily. And they can. I mean, there are children in this family who are, like, I'm scared. I don't understand the logic of going to war beyond just your stupid ego and pride. But yeah, the eldest son got what he wanted. I forgot what he looked like at the beginning of the episode, but he got what he wanted. This was another really good episode, and it's all building, and I'm so excited. I know how good Fargo is from season 1. This season's been amazing so far. Thank you so much, Albert, for sponsoring this. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and you get this 2 weeks before YouTube, and you get the edited version 1 week before YouTube as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.